Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, but we're also going to be doing some TA on 3 different altcoin markets that I've recently bought into and made positions in for the remainder of July, on into August, and on into September more than likely. I'm a really big fan of what these 3 charts look like. I'm a really big fan of these 3 markets at the moment, and I'm going to be showing you why I bought into these positions, and I'm also going to be showing you the plan that I use when I trade altcoins like this, which allows me to only risk losing 2 or 3%, but actually manage to hopefully get a reward of up to 50 or 100% or even more. That's how you want to trade. We're going to be talking about that in today's video. So if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell because we do cryptocurrency videos every single day. And like always, I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin is currently trading at around $8,200. It's a little bit lower on exchange right now, but it's been doing pretty well. We have about $6 billion in market volume for Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, and it's up about 3%. So that little correction that we were talking about, what we actually saw is Bitcoin formed an engulfing candlestick right here because the green actually closed higher than the red opened. And it actually managed to get support on a level down here. And there's something interesting I want to show you on that chart in just a second. But let's go ahead and keep covering the crypto markets in general. Bitcoin dominance is still up here around 47%, and we are still below $300 billion market cap. One thing that's kind of interesting right here is that this just stuck out to me like a sore thumb when I was starting recording this video a second ago. Ethereum has $9 billion in daily volume. I didn't exactly understand why that was happening, and then I realized Tether also had $10.5 billion in daily volume, which is not normal. Ethereum on a good day nowadays has like, I don't know, about $2 and maybe $2.5 billion in volume. If you come in here to the Ethereum chart, something interesting's happening. There's an exchange called EXX. And for whatever reason, I think I missed some news before I was able to. I make these videos, and sometimes I don't catch all the news before I'm able to because I record these videos a little while after I wake up. I think I missed some news because I don't think this Ethereum over US dollar tether pair is supposed to have $7.5 billion in volume. Tell me in the comments section down below what that is. I'm probably going to find out as soon as this video is over. But at the same time, that was just kind of interesting. I want to show that to you if you hadn't noticed that. But the rest of the market's doing okay. We do see some double-digit gainers up here. Pivx, 0x, and Komodo are double-digit in the green. And we do see a couple of red, but not that much. The entire market seems to be bouncing a little bit and doing all right. Every single top 10 crypto is in the green, excluding Tether, of course. Now, with the cryptocurrency market recap out of the way, let's go ahead and do some TA on Bitcoin. And then we're going to move on to these 3 altcoins that I am a big fan of right now, actually. So what we talked about in yesterday's video on Bitcoin, which you can watch up here in the top right, I was hoping that Bitcoin would get support on this level of resistance right here at about about $7,900 right here. This horizontal level of support is where I was looking for Bitcoin to get support at. And the reason I was looking for it to do that and hoping it would do that is because this level has, that's a weird thing right there. That's because this level has recent support over here, support right there, and resistance right there. My paint tool is being very weird today. I don't know. But as you can see, there are 4 different areas right there, and right there, where this level has actually served as support or resistance. And of course, we know that when a level serves as support or resistance in the past, it can serve as a level of support or resistance in the future and in the present. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. Bitcoin has actually managed to get support here, just like I hoped it would. And it actually managed to make an engulfing candlestick where the green closed higher than the red. I think I said that in the intro. But if we zoom in here to the hour chart, we're going to see something pretty interesting. In Bitcoin's little reversal right here, one thing that it did is it was in this trading channel. It was trading down here. We had the downtrend right here and the downtrend right here of support and resistance. And what Bitcoin's actually done is it made a big green candlestick. And I came very close to making like one of my emergency videos on this yesterday and making an update for this, but Bitcoin just kind of tapered off here. But what Bitcoin did is it actually came down and got support on this level of resistance up here. One thing that I want to show you is this pattern right here. What that market looks like was very reminiscent to me. Can you guys remember what this market looks like? Tell me in the comment section down below before finishing the video if you knew what this market looks like. Because that's a very interesting pattern for Bitcoin to make, how it kind of comes down here, makes one low, comes even lower, and then shoots back up. That's kind of that U pattern, the lowercase u pattern. That reminded me a lot of what the market looked like back over here when Bitcoin came down and got support on $100 billion market cap. Can you tell me if I'm wrong, But that looks exactly what this that looks exactly like what this chart pattern looks like back here on the 24th. And of course, following this pattern, what Bitcoin did is it came up here, got a little fake reversal. Kind of what this did is it actually saw Bitcoin faking out and breaking below support at $6,000. Right there would be $6,000. This was a little fake breakout, a little fake out breakout. And then what Bitcoin did is it jumped back up and then came over here and had another bottom, double bottom, and then of course Bitcoin has been doing very well after that happened. Over the last month or so, Bitcoin has been doing very well. So maybe that pattern holds some significance. Maybe I'm making mountains out of molehills. I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to go ahead and show it to you. Tell me in the comment section down below if us seeing Bitcoin make that exact same pattern has any actual significance as far as price action is concerned. With that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to the altcoins that I want to cover. The first one is going to be Ethereum. Part of the position that I've actually taken for my more longer term trades, guys, I don't do short term trades, not normally anyway. I don't currently have any like day trades going on. I don't normally do day trading simply because, I mean, one, you can make a lot of money doing it, and I'm good enough that I can make money doing it. Most people can't, but I can. It's just, I got other things to do with my time, to be totally honest. I'm perfectly happy with the kind of returns I can get making longer term trades that I don't have to sit and look at every single day. So with that said, these are the three trades. These are the three main trades anyway that I've taken, and I want to show them to you. The first one is Ethereum. And also something I should preface with is, like I said in the intro, all of these trades, if they go, all of these trades I have a plan for. I have a plan for each and every single one of these trades, and I'm going to follow that plan. And that's exactly what you guys should do. Whenever you guys are making a trade, I mean every single trade. I don't care if you're day trading. I don't care if you're scalping, like our admin Kavik does. I don't care if you're scalping. I don't care if you're trading. You should have a plan for that trade. At least, well, with scalping, if you're going to be trading for like 2 minutes, maybe not. But most trades anyway, you should have a plan for, and you should execute on that plan. You should have a little bit of wiggle room where if the plan kind of moves a little bit, you can adjust the plan, but always try and stick to your plan. And I have a plan for these trades, and I'm going to be showing you what those are as well, and I will be executing on them because some of these trades look like they may be about to go south, they may be about to go bearish. But the good thing about the way that I've set these trades up is if they go bearish, I lose maybe 1 or 2%, but if they go bullish, I gain maybe 25, 50, 100%. So those are the kind of trades that you want to be setting up. Also is try to be placing your trades at the turn of a market where a market has some of these big actual turning points. If we come here to Bitcoin, we can see what those are pretty easily. Where do we see some of these turning points where you might want to put good trades, where you would only be risking a couple percent, but you might be gaining 100%? Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and well, maybe right here, who knows? And also up here at 20,000, of course. So when you're making trades, it's also nice to be able to try and pick those kind of major turning points in the market, and that's what I think I've done with these. But anyway, with enough rambling, let's go ahead and get into the TA on these. Now, the reason that I've actually picked these cryptocurrencies is not for their US dollar comparatives, it's for their Bitcoin comparatives. And another thing I should say is that I haven't picked these three altcoins for anything in the news or anything fundamental. I've chosen these three trades purely based off of the charts, and it's perfectly fine to do that so long as there's not some big fundamental thing going on that may actually invalidate the technical analysis around your trades. The first one that we're talking about is Ethereum, and one of the main reasons that I've taken a position in Ethereum is because of this level of support right here. Here at about 5,560,000 Satoshis right here. I've taken a trade here, and I made these trades 4 days ago, so you guys will know on this candlestick right here on the 24th. I made these trades on the 24th. So I bought into Ethereum right here somewhere in the middle of that candlestick. I don't remember the exact price. But the reason I bought in is because Ethereum was approaching this level of support down here. And this has been an important level of support historically on Ethereum because we have resistance there, support there, resistance, 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 support, support, maybe even two supports, however you want to define that. So this has been an important level for Ethereum. And Ethereum has been trading around this level literally all year. This has been an important level, mostly in the fourth quarter of 2017, but also in 2018, it's served as an important level. And right now we're coming down to get support on it. So this is where I would expect Ethereum to actually have a proper reversal and maybe start going up. We've talked about in other videos how I think some valuation from Bitcoin is going to start moving from Bitcoin into the altcoins. I think Bitcoin is going to start giving up some of its valuation to the altcoins, and Ethereum, of course, being a $50 billion altcoin, a lot of that valuation is going to go into Ethereum. Now, with that said, like I said, if this goes south and Ethereum does break bearish below this, so what? I don't care. Well, I mean, I'm talking about Ethereum going up here maybe to 0.1 Bitcoin in Satoshi value. I'm talking about Ethereum maybe going up to $800, $900. I don't really care if it goes down and breaks my stop loss because right now my gains are my reward is looking so nice that I'm just not really that concerned about it. Because if Ethereum breaks this level of support and comes down here, I don't remember exactly what I put my stop loss at. If it comes down here around, I think it was about 5,250,000 Satoshis, somewhere around there, somewhere below this level of support. If it goes down there, it's going to trigger a stop loss, and I'm going to sell it, maybe at a 2 or 3 or 4% loss. But right now, I'm looking at gaining 20, 30, or 40% in return. So it's a really good risk to reward ratio. And when you guys are making trades, you want to make sure that you're making trades with good risk to reward ratios. Another thing on Ethereum that I find very interesting is that it's currently in between. It's kind of wedging itself in. As you can see, I have the wedge drawn here from a failed recording attempt. But Ethereum is currently wedging itself in below the 50 daily simple moving average on its Ethereum over US dollar comparative. We're on ETH over USD right now. Below its 50-day simple moving average, it's wedging under here, down here, and it's also wedging above, getting support on the 20 daily exponential moving average, which is this line right here, the one on top. And as you can see, in the next couple of days, Ethereum's going to have to break one of these. And right now, I think the market is doing very well. I think Ethereum's probably going to break bullish out of this wedge, and it's going to have to break one of these. This is kind of how you would draw a consolidation pattern, a triangle pattern. You guys know I'm big fans of triangle patterns. That's kind of what we're looking at right here. Ethereum is probably going to break this 50 daily simple moving average on its dollar chart. And if it doesn't, like I said, I'm not really that concerned about it. I'm not worried about this chart. I'm not getting emotional, simply because I know that if it does break bearish, I'm only at risk of losing maybe 5%. At worst case scenario, I'm at risk of losing 5%. But if it does break bullish, I'm looking to gain quite a lot. And guys, I can take a 5% loss. It's not that big a deal. So with that in mind, also keep your emotions out of trading. We talk about that a lot as well. But I want to show you in a little bit more detail. Let's turn the moving averages off. That wedge that I was showing you, that wedge is illuminated a little bit more on the daily chart. We can see if we draw a trend line down there, then that would be the wedge we're looking at. Ethereum has several nice bottoms down here. We have like 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, and then we have 2 tops up here that establish well, actually 3 that establish the downtrend of resistance right here. So Ethereum is more than likely it's going to break out of this in the next 2 or 3 days. Is normally you won't see a market just go up and down, up and down, and up and down, and then trade sideways out of a triangle pattern. I have seen that happen once, but it normally doesn't. So I think Ethereum's going to break bullish in the next couple of days, which is good for my position. And like I said, guys, I'm in these positions for the long run. I'm not going to be selling these positions in the next couple of days. I don't actually have a sell target on these. I'm going to play it by ear because I'm going to have my eye on these, so it's not that big of a deal trying to set exactly where I want to sell it. I'm going to play it by ear and see if Ethereum starts running up to some stronger resistance, but I am looking to make double-digit percentage gains here. Moving on to our next one, we're going to be talking about EOS. Now, you guys may have heard me talking about Ethereum and EOS in another video, and you may have also heard me talking about the third altcoin. And there's a good reason why I'm in these 3 altcoins, and that's because they're all on important levels of support right now. And EOS is actually a good case study for this video because it looks like it might be about to break bearish out of the level of support that I made this trade based on. So this might go ahead and trigger my stop loss. Not a big deal. I'll show you why it's not a big deal right now. Now, the first thing that we want to talk about on the EOS over Bitcoin chart, we have to establish this. It's this uptrend. This uptrend has been in play for nearly a year now. It actually got established. It actually started back over here. And of course, when an uptrend is first establishing, you don't know it's part of an uptrend because there's only one touch. But back over here in October, I don't know why I said that so weird. In October, back over here, EOS actually had a bottom right here, and then it had another bottom, and then another bottom, and these 3 bottoms actually established an uptrend. And this was an important uptrend, as it turns out, because EOS actually would use this uptrend later as a level of support right here. And I remember drawing this uptrend on my chart when EOS was cooling off here on its EOS over Bitcoin comparative, and I called this as the bottom. I don't think I did it on video, but I was expecting it to bottom here. I don't remember if I made a trade based on it, but I did actually expect that to be the bottom, and it turns out it was the bottom. EOS, got a very strong little bounce here. That's a nice big green candlestick. And from there, EOS managed to actually hedge itself against Bitcoin. Now, of course, this is the EOS over Bitcoin comparative, but on the US dollar chart, it was also doing very, very well indeed. While Bitcoin was going down, Bitcoin was doing very well then during April, but it continued doing well into kind of the beginning of March, then the beginning of May, when its actual when the mainnet launched for EOS. But this proved to be a very important level of support, and right now EOS is down here around this level of support. So this level of support, this uptrend, is basically the entire reason I took this trade. Now, with that in mind, I'm also very bullish on EOS. I think it's overextended. I think it's oversold. I think valuation is going to be going back into the altcoins. This uptrend isn't the only reason I'm in EOS, but it is a big reason I'm in EOS, and it's a good way that I can establish where I want to set my stop losses. So for EOS right here, I bought in right over here on this candlestick right here on the 24th. I bought in on EOS at I think about 102,500 Satoshis, somewhere around there. And right now it looks like EOS is going to break this uptrend. If it does, that's not a big deal. My stop loss currently, I believe, is at 95,000 satoshis. I'm going to move that up a little bit, maybe to 97,500 satoshis, because this is an uptrend. If this were a flat level of support, like it is on Ethereum and on the next altcoin I'm going to be showing you, then I wouldn't need to move the stop loss, but I need a moving stop loss for this because we are actually talking about breaking an uptrend of support. So as the uptrend is changing, the stop loss should also change, which is interesting because if EOS does get a bounce here, which I'm kind of torn on whether or not it will. It's overextended. It shouldn't go below this, but it very well may. If it does actually get a bounce here and actually turn around and come up here and then come back down here again and break through it, well, here's the thing. If it comes over here and breaks through it halfway through August, what we're going to see is that my stop loss at this point is going to be up here at maybe 105,000 satoshis because I'm going to keep moving it to stay right below this uptrend. And at that point, if it comes down here, triggers a stop loss of 105 satoshis, then I'm triggering a stop loss that is actually higher than where I bought it in because it's getting support on an uptrend. So that's something that's interesting. It's nice to see that I can actually, I can't speak today, guys. I'm sorry. In about 2 or 3 weeks, if EOS does actually break this level of support and go below here, even if it triggers my stop loss, I'm still going to be in profit. So there's literally no way I can lose. It's just how much do I want to gain. So that's something that I wanted to show you. This chart I am quite a big fan of. EOS does have a lot of technicals that you can read into, like this level of support right here, or excuse me, this level of resistance, former support right here at 120,000 satoshis. I'm going to be watching EOS hopefully try and wedge in between these two levels over the next couple of weeks and on into August, and hopefully break bullish out of that. If it breaks bullish out of this trend line right here, I'm probably going to be adding to my EOS position, and of course setting a stop loss right below there. But like I said at the outset of the video, guys, you guys always want to have a plan when you're trading. Make sure you always have a plan, and make sure you follow that plan. Now, since the video is getting a little long, we're going to go ahead and go on to the third altcoin, which is in a similar position to EOS. It looks like it may be about to trigger my stop loss, but that's okay. If it does, like I said, we're not losing that much. And when I made these trades, the odds of this happening was actually very low, in my opinion. So if it happens, whatever. The third one that we're going to talk about is Cardano. Now, you guys may have seen the video where I was contemplating adding a position to Cardano because of how sexy this chart looks, and I went ahead and did it. I did add a position to Cardano. I think well, I knew what day it was on. It was on the 24th. I'd have to go back and look in Binance. I think I bought it around 2,050 to 2,100 satoshis as a long position. Now, of course, these positions are long positions. They're not leveraged, but they are long-term positions, and they are positions I'm going to hold on to for a little while. So I'm not really that concerned about calling the exact bottom. Now, like right now would be a better time to buy, maybe, if it weren't breaking this level of support than on the 24th was, because it's a lower price. But at the same time, I bought it on the 24th. So, but my trade here is very similar to Ethereum, actually, where we're getting support on hopefully we're going to get support on an important level of support, which would be right here at basically 2,000 satoshis flat here on Cardano. We've gotten 4 levels of support here before. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and hopefully we're going to get a 5th. If we don't get a 5th, not that big a deal. I'm going to lose maybe 2 or 3% here, but we have the potential of going back up to like 4,000, 6,000 satoshis over the next couple of months, because the entire cryptocurrency market is going to be doing very well, in my opinion. So with that said, I'm not really that worried about losing 2 or 3%. I'll probably just liquidate, sell, trigger a stop loss, and then get back in whenever it looks better. Or I might get into another altcoin. But if it does break below here, it's not that big a deal. But I'm not totally convinced that it will. I think we're going to probably be faking out here on EOS and Cardano. But like I said, if it does happen, it's not that big a deal. Cardano is a nice looking chart as well, because it has so many levels of support and resistance right here. We have this one up here that we got support on, resistance on, support on, support on. And then we also have this one down here at 2,425 satoshis, where we got resistance, support, kind of support right here, resistance right there. This is just a very nice looking chart as far as trading based off of actual horizontal levels of support and resistance. So I am actually pretty bullish on the Cardano and the EOS and the Ethereum charts. If they break bearish, like I said, I'm not really that concerned about it. I'll look for another position to enter in. I'm not concerned about losing 2 or 3%. I made like a 45% trade on XLM the other day when it started mooning. I bought that actually because of the Coinbase news, and I bought it down here. I bought it because the Coinbase was talking about adding it. I bought it down here, and then it shot up for, lumens was being lumens, and I made a giant gain on that just by accident, actually. But nevertheless, I'm not that worried about losing these positions. And guys, whenever you're making trades, you should always have a plan. And if you have a plan, make sure you execute on that plan, which means you should always execute on the plan because you should always have a plan. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell. We do crypto videos every single day. And like I said, I wouldn't want you to miss any of them. Tell me in the comment section down below what you think of my 3 picks. And am I missing any good altcoins that you think I should be in? Do you think my trading strategy here is sound? Do you like my plan? Are you happy with the way I'm trading? What do you think? I'm very interested, as always, to hear your opinions, guys. I do read every single comment. Someone pointed out the other day that I liked your comment, and I didn't, and they thought I didn't read your comment. No, I do read every single comment. Sometimes I just don't answer your question if it's a silly question, but I do read every single comment, so make sure you leave a comment if you have anything to say at all. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.